When you become more aware of your place in society and even, quite frankly, your platform, why
Hmm.
does it force you to become a Barbie doll?
I think that's just what we've been fed, that that's the more acceptable, that that's going to translate better, that that's going to grab more. I think that's what we've been taught. I think it's something that a lot of us have to unlearn, of like what beauty looks like on us, or why we even think certain things look better on us than other looks. Like even like I was on a show called Degrassi for a long time, and it's like I have naturally curly hair. While I was on Degrassi, I did not wear my hair curly. I, for the most part, wore it straight. And I'd had so many people in the years since like, how come you never wear your hair curly on the show? And honestly, it was not even a thought. It was like not even a thought in my mind to
Mm.
show up to set with my hair curly. Like they barely had the idea of what to do with my hair when it was straight, much less the risk of showing up and being like, what do you guys got?
Andrea,
Like,
all of my friends who have curly hair,
mhm.
I just had this conversation with a girl from mine
Yeah.
who has curly hair. Her mom is white and her dad is black. And she's like,
Mhm.
in corporate America, I never wanted to wear my hair curly because I thought they would judge me. She's like, even my exes have been like, and as a woman who is not mixed or who doesn't
Mhm.
have the ability to wet my hair and go, I still consider curly hair natural and beautiful
Mhm.
and more acceptable
Mhm.
than the unpermed black hair.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people do. But I
Uh-huh.
think, again, it's perspective in the world, I guess, right? Because for instance, like if you grow up in a predominantly white space, even if you have looser curls, that hair is still the wild hair for them, right? Like that, you could be like,
Mm.
oh, I've got the quote unquote nice hair, good hair for the black
Mhm,
community, but in their
mhm.
community, it's like, whoa,
Dangerous.
how'd you get it like that? Like what
Oh,
did you do to get
isn't
it
that
that way?
interesting? Okay, so this is
Yeah.
beautiful. So in the docuseries, you talk to Mickey, you talk to
Hmm.
Carla's there. You
Hmm.
have people that I have admired. I admire their style. I admire how they set trends for us
Hmm.
in terms of the culture. What was the end goal with the docuseries? What was the beginning? I'm coming in to do this,
Yeah.
and then whatever you start usually ends up being different towards the end.
Yeah. You know what was funny with this one? The overall intention remained the same the whole time. The the way though that we told the story changed a few times, but the intention was to celebrate Black beauty, was to show what we've been doing in despite of, what we've been doing in the in between, what we've been doing even though mainstream media has not made us this has not given us the props that we deserve, has not like
Yeah.
put us on the platform that we deserve. Like I wanted to really show that, because that's really my experience of like, yeah, like even though okay, there's they might be giving us the token in this commercial, there's only one Black girl, but my eye is so focused on that Black girl, I am so
That's
excited
it.
to see that Black girl
We locked
that,
in. We
yeah, like
like black girl.
okay, good. Like, thank you. Now I'm only going to focus on her. So
Yeah.
any moment that highlighted like even more of us, it was like, oh wow, like we're really doing it. So anybody that I kind of saw pushing through or making a way or making you feel seen, like the Mickey Taylors of the world, the Lisa Price of the world, like any
Mhm.
of them, like doing this work that you're like, I feel seen because of this person. I even remember like watching TV and seeing like a fashion show and you see Pat McGrath as like the head makeup artist backstage. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
what? There's
What's
a
going
Black
on?
woman back here,
Mhm,
like that's
mhm,
doing everything.
mhm.
Again, my eye would be locked in on this Black woman. Like, what is this Black woman doing? How did she get into this position? So that was always my intent. I really wanted to show the fact that, like, we've been killing it. We've been trying our best. We've been surviving and we've been thriving within these
Mhm.
spaces, so much so that we are inspiring every other ethnic group and we're just not getting the credit for it. We are
That's right.
just not being, yeah, we're not being praised in the same way. And that never changed. It just was a matter of like how we were going to tell all of that. When I started in my head, it was a 90-minute doc, but the story was too big. So it ended up being a 3-part docuseries, one on makeup, one on skincare, and one on hair. And even still, like they're
You're
amazing. I
like, there's
love.
still more to
There's still
do.
more. It's like it's
Uh-huh.
still like, yeah, it's still a
Uh-huh.
lot, and it's like ever changing and ever growing. And I'm so, yeah, but I'm very proud to say the intention never shifted.
You said something that I think is key. We always start the trends. We always
Mhm,
start it. I remember being in the hair salon and a
mhm.
young girl comes in and she goes, "I want the Kim Kardashian braids." Right? And you're like, Hold on,
What braids?
just so we're clear, Kim don't have shit to do with these motherfucking braids. These are her actual
Yeah.
person."
Yeah, yeah.
And they appropriate the culture and we never are seen. And I feel
Never.
like your docuseries sees us.
Yeah, yeah.
Kudos to you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
But it's so hard that we have to have a docuseries so that
That
we
we have
can
to
be.
do it. Yeah, that's the thing. But I think that's how people learn is you really do have to shine the spotlight and you have to show them like this is what you've been missing, this is what you haven't been paying attention to. Because especially when I think about like social media, like whenever I would talk about this doc, like before we'd even made it, like I would really talk about like these influencers, like, you know, like they're really pushing it forward. Like they
They
have
are.
huge audiences.
Yep.
They are truly influential.
Yeah.
Like, and people would always be like, who are you talking about? What do you mean? What? And you're like, no, like this is a person who is shifting a culture, who is like empowering a whole sector of women to do this thing. And to even explain to people like how much Black women, like Black Americans overall, that like we buy more products than any other group, like that we actually like
I,
we are this business.
I mean,
This
don't
is
go to my bathroom. Don't go to all the bathrooms in my house. I got stuff I ain't used, I tried, I tip, I took. We buy it all. We
we
buy
buy
it
it all.
all.
We buy it
Yeah.
all. And I mean, it's to me, it's for a couple of reasons. It's like we buy it all, one, because not everything works for us. We really do
Correct.
have to try. Like that's probably the beauty to me, is it's like we're so diverse
Mhm.
that like you could meet somebody who has the same curl pattern as you, but it's not the same texture or it's not the same thickness. It's not that like, but there's something always a little different. So there's a lot of trying that we have to do. And then on top of that as well, like we like to look good. We, as a
We
culture, like to look good. We want to feel good about ourselves. And so that's why we want the best product. We want the right makeup. We want our skin to be really amazing. Like we just like this. So we're going to spend the dollar. We're going to figure out a way to actually feel really good about ourselves. And I think people, they underestimate this, that us as a group, as our spending power, our influence. They know these things, that we do set the trends, that we give everything a cool factor. But it to me, it's like the narrative has to shift in terms of like Black women are beautiful. We are the standard of beauty. Like we are not this like, oh, you don't want to have a Black girl. It's like, no, you actually want to have a Black girl. You want all the Black girls.
want
We're
all the
so,
Black girls.
all the Black girls. We are so diverse that there's no way that you can just say, oh, I don't like Black girls. Like we're too diverse for that. There's too many looks, there's too many types, there's too many skin types, there's too many body types, there's too many hair types. And that's why I'm always like, we really are the standard of beauty. And it's just been unfortunate that like this entire time we've been trying to get an industry to love us back in the way that we see ourselves. And they don't.
You
They
made
don't
me
pay
take a
attention to the
she
same
made me
way.
take a sip of my wine. We're trying to get this industry to love us, but it's almost like how Black people are trying to get this country to love us and they don't love us back.
Yes, exactly. It's the same idea. And I think that's the
Mm.
experience we have all over the world, right? Like we just really want to be seen for who we are. We want to be appreciated for who we are. We really just let us be. I mean, Mickey Taylor says this in the doc of like, we've never tried to assimilate. We've only just tried to look like ourselves. We just want to look like ourselves. We just want to be ourselves. But they just, yeah, they don't see us in that same way, the way we see ourselves.
Gosh, where do we go? So many things. You talk about products, you talk about us always buying things.
Mhm.
I twofold because the journalist in me feels away. So I go into a CVS and the things that we buy are on lock, right? Which makes me feel
Yes,
away.
which is annoying and
It makes me
racist.
feel away. I'm like, we
Yeah.
are buying everything
Why?
in here and you lock our products down and we keep you all in business.
Yes.
And then there is the circle of power in which I wish we created more of our own products so we can keep our dollars in our community.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when we find ourselves in this circle where
Mhm.
we are not allowed to really control our dollars and we sometimes rely on others to give us the stuff that we need that we know we can do.
Mhm.
You talk about Black beauty. Do you talk about that? Our lack of power in terms of in terms
But
of
like making, like the
and
actual, like,
making
yeah.
the business of it.
Well, we do speak about it a bit in our docs, funny enough, because we have a few beauty founders. Like we have Mented Cosmetics, we have the Lip Bar,
Yeah, I saw them before.
we have Ami Collet, we have topicals. We mentioned Danessa Myricks. You know, we mentioned like as many as we can. Lisa Price speaks about it really great, actually, because you know she got a lot of flack when she sold her company to Estee Lauder,
Yeah.
and people really didn't understand in terms of how to build wealth within the Black community, because right now it's like we are not in the same position as them. So in order for us to start to build, in order for us to start to grow, there are going to be some uncomfortable things that are going to happen. And she really talked about the fact that like doing this move is what's going to help build generational wealth within her family, is what's going to help her to also be able to invest in other young Black founders and like kind of start to create this system that we're all so desperately looking for and want to see more of.
Yeah.
And like that's what's been the, you know, the help for like the Lip Bar when it comes to like working with like their investors, or even topicals, anybody like that that's been able to kind of like, and they're raising like a lot of money. Like these are women that are raising like $12 million, $7
She
million.
is she just had an investment round. I saw her post the other day,
Yeah.
Melissa for Lip Bar. It was
Yeah.
insane. I was really happy for her.
Yeah, like, and they are doing like really fascinating and incredible work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they are doing that work. And this is the thing, is it's like not everything is going to happen all at once. And the steps that it's going to take to get there is going to be slower than some would like, but it is literally happening. We are seeing it before our eyes. And even Desiree Rogers says this. Yes, there's been a lot of Black beauty products that have been founded in the last little while and that are growing, and we're seeing it, and we love it, but it's still just a sliver. And we're
Sliver.
still just trying to figure out how to get further ahead, how to build wealth within our community so that somebody like a Lisa Price, like they can, like a Desiree Rogers, they can say, I'm now going to help this other young person, young Black person.
With the money that I have and what I've been
Yes,
able to do,
I'm going to help them.
I'm going to
And then
invest it
hopefully
back. Okay.
they
Okay.
keep, you know,
Okay.
bringing it forward and forward. But it's there.